The rain had soaked through my shoes, but I didn't move. Right there, in the middle of the road, where a white chalk outline hugged the yellow divider line, I stood frozen, staring. The rain was washing it away, like a story wiped clean before it could be told. Someone died here last night, and that someone was my brother. Asim used to say, if one of us dies, the other won't let him be forgotten. I'd laugh it off, joke about it. But today those words felt carved into my chest. The police had come and gone. The report was written. The curious crowd had returned to their lives. Only I remained. Me. And that fading chalk line, the final trace of Asim's existence. I held his phone in my hand, something I found in his pocket at the hospital. The last call, an unknown number. The last message, just 3 words. Don't trust her. Who was her? And who had killed Asim? A storm of questions raged inside me. But one thing I knew. This wasn't an ordinary crime, and I wasn't going to let it go. The rain kept falling harder. The outline faded into a blurry stain on the road. But inside me, a new line had been drawn, a line of vengeance. The rain had stopped, but the storm inside me hadn't. I opened Asim's phone again and reread that final message. Don't trust her. But who was her? A lover? A friend? Or something more dangerous? Asim never used to hide things from me, but something had shifted over the past few months. He seemed on edge, like someone either chasing shadows or hiding from them. I went straight to his flat, the same small apartment we had first rented together when he moved to Lahore for his new job. The door wasn't locked. Maybe the police had used a key, or maybe the killer had never bothered to close it. Inside, the silence was deafening. His bed lay untouched. His old guitar leaned against the corner. And on the wall, our framed photos. 2 brothers, smiling, full of life. I began scanning his desk. Letters, bills, and a small red diary. No name on it, but the handwriting on the first page was unmistakably Asim's. She comes in my dreams, and now in real life too. The secret I've seen might just get me killed. A chill ran down my spine. Who was he talking about? What secret? I flipped further. One line caught my eye. The girl whose name starts with S. She's not innocent. S? Only one face popped into my mind. Sehar. The girl who had been around Asim quite a lot recently. I had met her twice, soft-spoken, a sadness in her eyes, a smile that never quite reached her lips. Nothing about her ever seemed suspicious. But was Asim referring to her? I opened his call log. Sehar's number had appeared frequently in the last few days. The last call was made 2 hours before his death. My heartbeat quickened. Should I call her? Was she the killer or just another pawn? I dialed. It rang. She picked up. Hello? Her voice was calm, gentle. Sehar? My voice trembled. Yes, who is this? I'm Asim's brother. There was a pause. Then she said softly, I knew you'd call. Sehar's voice carried a strange calm, as if she had been waiting for this moment. I took a breath, trying to steady my nerves. Asim, he's dead. Do you know? I know. Then why didn't you tell the police anything? What difference would it make? They wouldn't listen, and the truth, they wouldn't survive it. I stayed silent for a moment, then said, we need to meet. Now. She gave me an address, an old cafe in Gulberg, where she said she and Asim often met. I rushed over. She was already there, sitting quietly, dressed simply, no makeup. But her eyes held a storm. When was the last time you saw my brother? 3 days before he was killed. He was nervous, said someone was following him. Who? She looked around, her voice dropping. Asim had seen something, a video, filmed in a place where the law exists only as a painted word on a crumbling wall. What kind of video? A secret recording. He told me that if anything ever happened to him, I should give it to you. But the problem is… What? I don't have it anymore. My mind reeled. Then where is it? She exhaled. He sent it to an old friend named Aryan. They were close in university. But later, Asim suspected Aryan was working for the other side. So you're saying my brother was killed over a video? She nodded. And if this video goes public, very powerful people will fall. What kind of people? Police, politicians, and others. The kind of people you think don't exist, but they're the ones who actually run the show. My legs weakened beneath me. For a moment, I thought maybe Sehar was lying. Maybe this was all a trap. But the fear in her eyes wasn't fake. It was too raw. And now? I asked. Now they'll come after you. Asim made you the last keeper of the truth. Just then, a car pulled up outside the cafe. Tinted windows. No license plate. Sahar's face paled. They're here. I turned. Two men stepped out of the car. Black coats. Sunglasses. Their steps were firm, heading right toward us. Run! Sahar grabbed my hand. Where? To where the truth is hidden. And maybe where death waits too. We kept running through narrow alleys. Behind us, those two shadows moved with chilling precision. Sahar's breaths were sharp and erratic. My thoughts explosive. Every step was a question. Every turn, a gamble with death. We ducked into an old, crumbling building, an abandoned library. Its broken windows stared out like hollow eyes, its silence echoing with stories left unread. Sahar reached into a loose panel behind a shelf and pulled out a small USB drive. This is what Asim died for. My fingers trembled as I took it. I wanted to hear his voice, see his face, but now all that was left was this, a silent witness and Sahar. Tell me, Sahar, what was really between you and Asim? I asked. She looked down, paused, then whispered, I loved him, but I betrayed him. Something sharp twisted inside me. What do you mean? I was planted. I worked for someone else. My mission was to get close to him. But the more I knew him, the more I fell for him. And when he found out, I confessed everything. He broke, but he said, if you told me the truth, I can forgive you. Tears welled in my eyes. So he gave you the video? No. First he left me, then a week later he came back, said he wanted to start over. That night, we were together for the last time. By morning, he was gone. I slid down the wall. Every memory now felt like a blade. I couldn't protect him. My voice broke. Neither could I, she said, holding my hand. But we can still fight for him. Suddenly, gunshots cracked outside. A boot slammed against the library door. Sahar's eyes widened. This is it. I stuffed the USB into my pocket and whispered, if the system killed my brother, then I'll become the system's worst enemy. The door burst open. Smoke and shouting filled the air. And me? I was no longer just a brother. I was a soldier of the truth. The door exploded inward with a deafening crash. 3 men stormed in, guns raised, faces expressionless, intentions lethal. Sahar yanked my hand, and we sprinted through the back exit of the library. Every breath burned. Every street corner looked like a trap, but something inside me had shifted. I wasn't just Asim's brother anymore. I was the continuation of his fight. We managed to hijack an old motorcycle and escape into the night. Streets were silent, but the scent of gunpowder still lingered in the air. Sahar told me there was one man, someone Asim once trusted, who could get the video to the world. We found him in a cluttered apartment filled with newspaper clippings, empty teacups, and paranoia. Rafiq Malik, a half-mad journalist, the kind who had nothing left to lose. When I looked him in the eye. I've already lost everything. I'm not afraid of the truth anymore. Rafiq plugged in the USB and watched the video. Footage showing a secret meeting, a police officer, a politician, 2 unknown men, and in the corner, a young man being beaten. That young man was Asim. He had tried to protect a refugee boy, and in doing so, had uncovered a horrifying ring of exploitation and corruption. That secret was his death warrant. This will tear them down, Rafiq whispered, and within 24 hours, it did. News channels lit up. Protests broke out. The country shook. Names were exposed. People demanded justice. The system trembled, but it came at a cost. Sahar was abducted. Rafiq was attacked. I was followed, threatened, cornered. Still, we didn't stop. Then one morning, the police held an official press conference. They confirmed the video's authenticity. They honored Asim's name, and the men in that room were arrested. That evening, I returned to the spot where the rain had once erased a chalk outline. I knelt and placed a small stone there, carved with only one sentence. He died for the truth, and we kept it alive. Sahar came back, scarred but breathing. We started building a life from the ashes. But somewhere deep inside, the rain still falls, and on that ground, in every dream, I still see that outline forming again. Asim's, truths, memories,